Hello and welcome to today's video. Today I'm reviewing a pen that's not a fountain pen, but it is a super high quality bolt action ballpoint pen. This is from Bastion, and they make, as I said, super high quality bolt action ballpoint pens. And today we're looking at the black anodized aluminium version of that. This is how the pen comes packaged. I'm going to talk about parts and features, do a writing sample with it, and then talk about some pros and cons. Okay, so nice simple packaging, cardboard sleeve over the top of the box. You remove the lid of the box, and there is the pen sitting in a little foam bed. As I said, really nice quality anodized aluminium ballpoint pen here. So, starting at the top of the pen, it is a simple domed end. The clip is sort of a bent metal clip that is screwed on. The body of the pen is cylindrical. We get a little join there and then the nose cone there. That screws off to show where the refill goes, which I'll show you in just a second. On the top of the pen here, we have the Bastion logo, which is done in white on the black, which looks good. And then we've got the bolt action mechanism here. And the bolt itself is made of a chrome metal, same as the clip, so that ties in nicely against the black of the aluminium. It is a nice mechanism. It is very sharp and it is very precise. It's got a good quality firm spring in it, and it's very secure. It makes it feel very nice in the hand when you're using it. It's a good size pen. It's certainly not a small pen, and there are other sizes available. So there's a slim version as well, and then a mini version which is clipless, which is a lot smaller. But this is sort of like, I suppose, the standard size. So as I said, this is the anodized aluminium version. This is the black, or the jet black as they call it. It also comes in a blue, a red, a purple, a pink, and sort of a turquoise color that they call sea foam, which I think is looks really sharp as well. It is 6061 T6 aluminium, and it is super sturdy, well built, and the anodization is very, very nice. I've been using this for a couple of weeks, and there's basically not a single mark on it, which is really great. Another nice feature is that you can get these pens engraved at an extra cost. So you can make it personalized, especially if you're making it as a gift for someone. That's a really lovely addition. As I said, you unscrew it at that point to reveal the refill. There's a little O-ring just here. I'm not sure if the camera's going to pick that up. Yeah, there we go. And that O-ring helps seal that down, making it a very, very secure lock-in. You have the spring, of course, and then the refill. Now, this is an unbranded refill. Well, it's branded with Bastion there, but who makes the refill is not clear. But it is a Parker style refill. So if you've got some of those Parker refills or the Fisher Space Pen refills, that kind of stuff, those refills will fit in this pen. So you just pop that refill back in there, screw that back down. You're absolutely ready to go there with the Bastion bolt action ballpoint pen. Bastion pens are designed in the USA, and it's not clear on any of the marketing or the packaging as to where the pen is made. I'm assuming it's made in Asia somewhere, but it is beautifully made and the build quality is incredibly high. As well as this anodized aluminium version, at different costs and at different weights and things like that, Bastion also make these pens in steel, carbon fiber, titanium, G10, a bunch of things. So check out the website for more versions. There's also this really awesome copper patina version. I think it's called like the Shipwreck or something like that, which looks absolutely phenomenal. So there's lots of options, lots of colors. And as I said, for a fairly reasonable price, you're getting a pen that it does a great job. And what is that price? Well, there are a number of prices floating around when you buy it from different retailers, on Amazon, through Bastion, all those kinds of things. In the Australian price world, I've seen this ranging from around the $90 to $140 mark, depending on, sales and, as I said, where you buy it from. So it's not an inexpensive pen. So just to put the size into comparison here, I've put it alongside a Lamy Safari ballpoint pen. It's slightly shorter there, but it is slightly longer than the Retro 51 ballpoint or rollerball pen. These have all different kinds of mechanisms, the Retro 51 being like a twist mechanism, the Bastion being the bolt mechanism, and the Lamy Safari being like a click retractable mechanism. And when they're all out, once again, it doesn't make that much of a difference. It's a few millimeters in length, but the Bastion falls in between those. In terms of a more, shall we say, I suppose, disposable pen, the Pentel Energel, just for size comparison there, you see it is, you see it's shorter there than the Energel, and of course that's got a click mechanism as well. So the Bastion ballpoint bolt action pen is 133 millimeters in length, or 5.25 inches. It is 12 millimeters wide, or 0.47 inches, and weighs about 36 grams, or 1.3 ounces. So it's a good size. It fits well in the hand, and it's got a nice heft to it. And of course, some of the other versions like the titanium and the steel will of course weigh more. Let's do a quick writing sample just so you can see this particular refill in action. As I said, this is an unbranded in terms of who made it refill. It's a ballpoint refill, but it is Parker style. So a number of brands, Parker, Kaweco, Fisher Space, you name it, a lot of brands make these, as well as being able to more than likely be able to hack other brands as well. But we've got the Bastion bolt action ballpoint in aluminium or aluminum. Really lovely smooth refill, writes like a dream. I've been using this a lot. I've used this on lots of different kinds of paper, beautiful, high-end fountain pen friendly paper, through to, the horrible paper they print receipts on, all that kind of stuff. And it writes and performs beautifully. There's virtually no smudging or smearing on the ink, and it dries pretty quickly here on this sort of standard. This is my Paperclip Australia notebook, which uses a fairly sort of standard smooth paper. But yeah, this writes really, really well. The ink in this, obviously being a ballpoint ink, is an oil-based ink, so it's going to have that typical oil-based feel and look on the page, that kind of like slightly hollow black, if you will. Not the deep black of a rollerball or a fountain pen ink, but it writes very, very nicely indeed. So that basically covers the parts. It covers the refill, the writing experience, the dimensions, the cost. Let's now talk about the pros and cons. I'm going to start with a couple of little cons here. So one kind of con that I have is that this anodized aluminium material might become a bit slippery to some people. There's no defined sort of grip section or knurling or anything like that. And so if you get sweaty hands, this may end up just feeling a little bit slippery under your fingers. It's not terrible, but you may notice that if you're sensitive to that kind of thing. Another thing to take into account is the position of the clip and the bolt there. Now, as a left-handed writer, obviously, if that slips out of my hand, the bolt ends up being, against my skin. It's okay. It's not sharp. There's no sort of sharp edges. You just do notice it. And if you turn the pen, one thing I do notice is the clip there catches a lot, but that's going to be the same on sort of any pen. Right-hander, if the clip is up, same thing. The bolt there will be back on your hand. It's on the reverse side there. But there is a way of holding it with the clip in a particular position and the bolt in a particular position where it sits comfortably on the hand. So there's a little, it's not too much of an issue really. There are lots of pros with this. First is that refill. As I said, this particular one, this unbranded Bastion one, performs really, really well. It writes beautifully, I should say. It's smooth, it's reliable, as there's very little smearing or smudging, anything like that. And of course, it's easily replaceable, being a Parker style refill, lots of brands. There's bucket loads of lists online. You go to places like Jet Pens and things like that. They have lists of compatible refills that they sell. So check them out. and there's some great options with different styles and different flow rates of ink. I really like the size and weight of this in my hand. It feels very comfortable. The width is very nice. So it's not a slim pen by any stretch, but it's very, very comfortable. Unlike, say, the Retro 51 that tapers quite a lot, that sort of more cylindrical nature of the Bastion makes it very comfortable in the hand. And if you end up on the nose cone, it's still wide enough at the start there, and the taper is very close to the end. The weight, as I said, is nice because it's got some heft. It feels secure in your hand. It also feels secure, in your pocket. You know it's there, and that clip is quite strong. So you're not running risk of it sort of moving around in your pocket or falling out or anything like that. I really, really like the build quality. Like just the mechanism itself is fabulous. The joining there, especially with that O-ring holding it nice and secure, it's great. The clip is secure. It's a really well-made pen. That strength of that mechanism and the crispness of it gives you security in it as well. It's really, really, really great. And left or right-hander, there's no issue there whatsoever with the orientation of that. So yeah, very, very, very nice pen. I'm really impressed with this. I'm really impressed with Bastion. Apparently they also make a fountain pen. It's a little harder to get, but that's one I might try and have a look at in the future. That comes in, a chrome aluminium colored and a black steel, I think, and maybe titanium. So I'm going to keep an eye out for that if it becomes readily available, and I'll try and do a review of that as well. But this ballpoint pen here from Bastion is great. Like, it's taking a beating. It will chip and wear over time, I have no doubt. But this is a working pen. It's not a collector's piece to sit on a bookshelf. This is a pen you carry around with you that you want to know is reliable, and this is definitely that. So thank you for watching, and a big thank you to Bastion for sending this out for a review. Please like and subscribe, hit the notifications button, all that kind of stuff. If you've got products you think I should be looking at, or if there's a way you would like to support my channel, I would really love to hear from you. In the meantime, enjoy your pens, enjoy writing, and I'll talk to you soon.